You'll never catch me! Ha ha ha! You'll never take my ship! Fire! Oh yeah!
A few moments later.
Introducing the new Premium Collection Grand Blue Stride White Legion Sailing Ship Bad Bounty! Now, as a pirate, I myself know a thing or two about booty. This stride is a game changer for all you Grand Blue fans out there. However, given that I might be just a little too excited, I will be giving the rest of the video to Solemn Vanguard.
Today, I am very excited to show you this beautiful Premium Collection stride from Grand Blue. Now, what does this stride do for you? Auto on V at the end of the battle that it attacked. Cost Counterblast 1 and discard 3 cards from your hand. Put this unit into your G-zone face up and ride up to 1 grade 3 card from your drop zone as stand. Now let's analyze this card, because there's a lot of things to talk about here. The first thing you'll notice is that this card does not revive any rear guards. Now there are 2 sides to this coin. First of all, you'll be thinking, oh, that's too bad, because we kind of want to be reviving stuff like Skull Dragons, Greed Shades, Columbards. But on the other hand, we have a bunch of strides already that give us full fields anyway. Did we really need another one? And I would say no. I think we needed different stuff, different effects for different situations. So you ride a grade 3 card from your drop zone standing after its attack. That means you essentially have a re-stander. But there's more to it, because you also get your on-place skill a Vanguard may have. Or more interestingly for us right now, your protect marker. While you may think, I'm going -3 to then get 2 drive checks from our twin drive from our grade 3s, you are getting your protect marker as well if you are running Cocytus, Baskirk, or any of those new V grade 3s. So you'll be going -3 and then +3 again, but you are attacking with a Vanguard twice. Now, we have some pretty good grade 3s right now to ride into. There are 2 main options that came to mind instantly for me. First of all, Skull Dragon. Imagine you swing with this for 27 base, 37 if you use your Premium Collection crit from the last Premium Collection. You maybe got some triggers on top of that. And after that, you ride into your Skull Dragon, which depending on your drop zone can be anywhere between 30,000, 50,000, 70,000, 80,000. We've seen some gigantic Skull Dragons already. But you could also re-ride into Cocytus, because he will have 32k base and a crit if you have enough cards in drop zone, which you usually will have. Alternatively, if you're a big Nitros fan, you could actually have best of both worlds. On one hand, you could have your protect marker from just your ride during the start of your turn, whether you rode Cocytus or a Skull Dragon, and then after this battle, re-ride into Nitro so you can start using her GB3 skill to then do Negro Lily plays and stuff like that. But of course, your Nitros wouldn't be swinging with too high of a number because it is just an 11k base. So maybe that's not always worth it, but if you consider, oh, maybe I'm going up against a Spike Brothers GB8, maybe I'm going up against some other kind of infinite loop kind of deck, I really need that protective measure right now. Being able to randomly ride into your Nitros, have your Cannoneer play ready and just tell them like, you don't get to do your combo next turn, that can be pretty impactful. More importantly, this also scales really well into the future, because this means any skill a Vanguard grade 3 will have in the future that is not an act will be available to this card. You have a continuous skill on, maybe we get Nitros, maybe another card in the future that has a continuous skill, you get to use that. It has an auto when placed, you get to use that. It has an auto when attacking, you get to use that. More importantly, if it's an auto on place, you use it when you place it. You stride into this, you swing, you place it again, use it again, swing again. So you see how many shenanigans you can do with potential coming cards. So this card again feels like one that can scale very well into the future. However, that is not the main reason that I'm currently excited for it. Because you really have to ask yourself, when do I stride this over, let's say, an Obadiah, which will set up my drop zone, which will give me a full field at least after the first stride, and will give me all these other benefits. When do I actually really want to do that? And the answer is in our very worst matchups. Honestly, when I'm playing Grand Blue against something like a Neo Nectar, a Dark Irregular, or even an Ezel before the ban list, I didn't really care that much. I knew I could take those. As we saw, the World Finals, second place was Grand Blue. We don't really care about those. What we are utterly terrified of, however, is decks like Ghidorah. A deck like Chaos. Chaos can handlock us and basically stop us from playing the game because we no longer have rearguards to work with. Even if you run a Poker, are you really gonna run a Poker just to play around maybe a Chaos, and Poker doesn't really even fix it all that well? Are you really gonna set yourself back that much for a matchup that you won't see that often either? Is that something you want to put a main deck slot for? More importantly even, you don't necessarily have it. If they fully board lock you, that's too bad. If you milled it with Obadiah and then revived it into one of your slots and then you unlock stuff, that's too late because you needed those unlocks before using Obadiah's skill. So this is a card that finally gives us something to do in those really bad floodgate matchups. A Ghidorah is stopping you from reviving? Okay, I'm just gonna play this restand game. Chaos is stopping you from playing the game? Okay, I'll just play this restand game. And because we get to reuse protect markers as well, that's a really major deal. These decks generally don't have that many attacks. They will usually have 3 swings, Ghidorah sometimes 4, if they have the attack extender 5, but that's like really pushing it. Generally, they will just have 3, and by not allowing us to play the game, because they're getting rid of all our revives, that's how we lose. We end up losing that resource game over time. But now that we're just constantly getting protect markers back, while still pushing them, and them knowing that we're playing a deck full of crits, that is gonna hurt. This is our best fighting chance so far in these matchups. I also really wanted to talk about the art, by the way. I know this is not necessarily the most exciting subject for everyone, but I'm a really big fan of this card's art. I love the ships in Grand Blue, and we didn't have that many before. You know, we've had our Ghost ship, we've had our Galleon, and is that it? Is there maybe one more? I don't know, but I really liked to have ships in this clan as well. So now we have another one, and it's a really cool looking one. It's very over the top. You see all those little effects. You have these souls crawling and octopus kraken parts, and there's a lot of stuff to unpack there, but I'm really digging it. So looking at the other strides we've seen so far, where would I put this card as far as power level goes? I'm gonna say this card is an 8 out of 10. I feel it is slightly more useful than the Kagro card, which I gave a 7. The Kagro card was like solid utility that the clan really needed. This card is solid utility that the clan really needed in the sense that it takes care of our worst matchups, but then it also does something more than that. However, it's not as punishing as something like a new Edayo, as we saw from Murakumo, which I give a 9 or a 10, something in that range. So I feel 8 out of 10 is the bracket for it, I would say, but it is an 8 out of 10 that this clan really needed. Literally, the only reason I did not play Grand Blue last season was because I was terrified of people playing Ghidorah or finding the one rogue matchup playing Joker, and now that will likely no longer be the biggest fear. That was all for today. Hope you found this very interesting. Special thanks to Bushiroad, of course, for sending me this card so I could show it to you. Very excited and thankful for that. Please subscribe to this channel, like the video. Liking the video is a really big deal for YouTube these days. And let me know your thoughts about this card in the comments down below. I'm hoping to talk with some other passionate Grand Blue fans, and maybe we'll figure some more stuff out. Ciao.